Good day. Britwigger, aka Steve here, with the foundation story of my Christmas Eve journey. Now, I did this journey because it had to be done, and damn soon before it just made me go mental. And I planned this, and I do apologize to those that I worried. But I did this because it's one of those self-exploration situations. And I planned this very carefully, fearful all the way. So I did my long voyage, starting off in the late evening because it had to be at night to be a real exploration. And I found my way finally to Smith Falls. But, of course, got lost. So I took one wrong turn. And after finding finally a main road, I found a nice couple walking a dog, and they directed me to the nearest gas station, which directed me further to Giant Tiger, a Canadian store. Unfortunately, not finding that, I did accidentally find the abandoned hospital. And finding no way of going to the building, looking for the entry point, I just shot across, going along unseen areas until I eventually found that spot, that entry point, seemingly untouched, but it had to have been. I don't know. Now, I scurry in through the entry point with some difficulty. It's not easy with one person, as I did this alone, because I did not want to endanger anybody. And once I got in, the feeling of dread and fear building up inside me, for when I am alone, that's when I get really fearful. I'm brave if I'm with one other person, but I was fearful at this point. And then the next thing was to find my way to the first floor. I went to the left, found some familiar sights. Then I find the stairway. The push doors are locked. I mean, really, boarded up, solid. And I pretty much believed that this was it. Oh well, I tried. But then something inside of me told me to look to the other side. I didn't remember going to the other side. But there was an unblockable entryway to stairway. And sure enough, there they were. The double stairs going in opposite directions, up to the first floor. And I could feel the fear building up in me. Every room was scary to look into. Worrying about having my light seen. Worrying about someone being in there. Because there were a few automobiles around the area. And then I quickly ventured to the second floor, because this wasn't a touring trip. This was a goal-oriented trip. And I went to the second floor, feeling more with dread. The breezeless cold accentuating the shivering going on in my body. And I took some extra footage. The total footage only came out to 23 minutes, so there won't be any problems there. And then I saw an area that was not familiar to me. A door leading one way, which is where I did the exploration there. And another door that immediately had yellow metal steps leading steeply up. And there was a metallic clang as I took these steps. And this was potentially the destination I was hoping for all this time. And there was a second flight of steps, and I took those. and I looked up, as I remember doing in the old house with the 50s furnishings. Looking up, seeing the floor, and all the things around, all the major machinery and dials and maps and so forth. This was the floor, I believe. I can't imagine there being any higher a floor. There were some bird feathers. I didn't see the birds, but I was in a different part. Because where our previous party went to, it had bird bodies, bird carcasses. So I don't know how I got in from there. And I saw just a lot of frozen everything. A little entry point for people who would want to go in through a little window from the roof. A little bit of snow came in there. But at this point, in a dead quietness and only my mind racing with imaginative ideas, I could hear my heart beating outwardly, not in my ears. I could hear with my ears. That was probably the most supernaturally scared I've ever been. And that tells me that I felt a presence there, in all honesty. If that was just a boring old room, then I probably wouldn't have been as audibly frightened. And at that point, I knew I had to get out quickly, safely, because I know I had a time limit. And I did so. Carefully down, got lost on the way. Fortunately, I had my little crackable glow sticks, one by the entry point, to let me know that I was almost there. And I used my big light for that. Lighting the way, it was very invaluable. And I finally got out safely, no injuries. No one accosted me. So I was very lucky. And eventually I found my means of transportation. And I escaped that adventure. Successful, uninjured, and with beautiful memories that leave me a little watery-eyed because it pumped me up so powerfully. And I would like to think I'm one of the few, because I don't know how many people have gone into that hospital. Certain number. Those that went at night, fewer number. But I'd like to hear from someone with proof who has done what I'd done. At midnight, Christmas Eve into Christmas morning, I was on the haunted floor of SFH. And that is my story. Future videos will be uploaded to show the journey. Total 23 minutes of everything and everything. And it should be of interest to some. I will try to accentuate it. I may not. But anyway, that's my story of my Christmas Eve SFH solo exploration. Hope you enjoyed it. And hope you all had a Merry Christmas, because I know I did. Class dismissed.
Just a disclaimer, I don't condone this type of dangerous activity. It's just something I had to do. Just for an educational note. I do not condone this. It's just the specific situation, something I had to do for myself.